Jam, if you would like to introduce yourselves and tell us the name of the game and how it's played.
Yeah, I'm Ville Kankainen. Yes.
Mikko.
And we also have a fourth member, but he unfortunately had to leave already. And Saila did our great graphic design for us. So our game is called Alpha and Omega. And here's the rules of the game. And so this is kind of a strategic game where we have, it's like building the world. So this is the beginning, the setup of the game.
It all begins from the world snake.
Yeah.
Are the colors meaningful?
Yeah.
Blue and
Yeah, all the players have one color. So I have yellow buttons, he has blue ones, and you get the green ones. And these tiles represent the four basic elements: fire, here, water, earth, and air. And we start building the game board by placing the tiles on the board. So yeah, so Teemu can take the first turn to show how this works. So first the player have to put two tiles on the board. Yeah, the way you are supposed to build the board is that you try to make some positions for the scoring, which happens in the end of the game, and you get best points if your pawn ends in the tile where there's these different color tiles all around it.
Like here, these are different colors, and if I put the second tile here, then it's not good because these are same color tiles. The edge of the tile always tells which tiles are bad tiles for that tile, and the middle tells what the tile is. So I put the first tile here, and not yet. And the second tile, I don't put it here because these are negative to each other. So I put it here if I want to use it myself. But if I want to go with, because you have two moves per your turn, then I can only move my pawn to this. I can't move the second pawn here, so maybe I don't want to put it here because it's a good opportunity for the opponent, so I put it here where it's not that good. And after I have placed two tiles, I move my pawn. You get 2 steps to move your pawns. You can move one pawn 2 steps or 2 pawns 1 step. But during the first turn, you have to move one pawn 2 steps because otherwise, in the 4-player game, they can block the start up, so the last player couldn't move. Okay, I put it there, and this is my hand. I now played 2, then I draw two tiles for my next round. This is a special tile, which will come shortly. And now it's Ville's turn.
Yeah, so in my turn, I have also 3 tiles. They are always face up on the board, so all the other players can see what tiles everybody has. That's a kind of strategic aspect in the game. You can kind of try to figure out what the other players are going to do. So first, I would like to put 2 of these tiles somewhere, for example here, and then I move my first pawn. I have to take 2 moves, but I can take them this way, so I end up here. And now it's surrounded by 3 good colors, which give me points in the scoring. And this is bad tile.
This gives you minus points.
And it's represented by the ornament on the round of the tile your pawn is on. So then I replenish my hand, and now it's another player's turn. But we can, oh yeah, I have to explain this. When you got this from the deck,
these black tiles are special tiles. There are two different kind of special tiles, and when you draw a black tile, it resolves immediately. And this time it's a switch tile, which allows the player who draws it to switch two tiles on the game board. And after that, this gets discarded.
Yeah, yeah. So for example, I can use it like moving this to here, for example, exchange these two tiles. And then I have to take one more card to replenish my hand to 3. And then it would get to the next player's turn.
That must be... That switch must be used immediately.
Yes. Yeah, immediately, yeah. These black cards, they must be used immediately when you get them. So then it would be next player's turn. Yeah, you have to put 2 tiles on the board before you move.
Now, if you want advice, you should put it here, because then it's surrounded by tiles that give points to that tile, and then you move the pawn there. This is not a casual game. You don't probably learn the good way to play this in your first 1 or 2 or 3 times you play this, and you have to figure out how to be good.
Yeah. That's a good way. Yeah, now you take 2 more cards. So yeah, that's another kind of special card which you must play immediately. It's -2, and you don't discard that one. You have to put it somewhere on the board immediately. And it gives -2 points for all the pawns around it.
Se voidaan laittaa myös päälle.
You can also, you don't have to put it next to some tiles, you can also put it on top of other tiles, like this, if you want to. If you put it there, so now this one will get -2, so you counter these 2 points it's getting here. And now you draw another tile too, so you have 3 when your turn ends, like that.
Okay, I see you have some nuclear blast cards.
Yeah.
Tell me something about those.
This is a what was the name? Transform tile. This is like the basic tile. It counts as when you resolve the point. It counts as a normal tile. This tries to resemble that you can put it on top of other one. You cannot play this normally. You have to put it on top of another. It replaces it. And now you cannot replace special tiles, or you cannot put tiles on places where there are pawns, or in the starting place where the snake is. But I could now maybe do something clever. I could put it here. So now this Ville is getting 1 point from this, and you are getting 1 point from this tile also. But now when I replace it with air tile, now it actually comes negative point to Ville and 0 points for you. And then I place my other tile. I put it here, and then I move my pawn. I decide to move 2 pawns 1 step. I put 1 pawn here, where it gets, well, it could get 2 points from here, but there's this. Okay, I don't play it that well, apparently, under pressure with the cameras and stuff. And now I move my other pawn away from the -2 point tile, because it's not really good place to be, so I move it here. Now it actually gets 2 points, and similar tiles are 0 in resolving.
Yeah, And so we would continue like this until we replenish all the cards in the deck end, and then the game ends and we start to calculate the points, how much you score, and you score according to where your pawn is when the game ends, and you count all the pieces around the tile you are on, and for the both pawns, and together those are your points, what you score in this game. Most points, the one who gets most points is the winner.
So basically, what is the maximum points you can get from one point, like in ultimate situation? If you have 2 pawns to place?
12 points. Yeah, because you can have 6 of these different color tiles around the one you are on. But the trick in the game is to actually, when you're trying to figure out the best position to end your pawn at the end of the game, you also have to try to stop other players to do the same. And for that you have to be clever using all these special tiles and moving other tiles around.
Okay, we started this with the alpha and omega, and basically what we have here is the alpha phase only, because we figured out this mechanic quite quickly. But then when we had the idea that first you build the world and then you destroy it, and that came from the world snake. And but then when we started to figure out the end game mechanics, we encountered some problems with the logic of when the game area shrinks, your options start to, you don't have that many options, your options start to decrease, and it's really hard to bring any interesting mechanics there, because when you have played many games, then you can like see instantly which is the best move when you have very little tiles here, and it became uninteresting. Then we started to figure out the other possibilities, but we always somehow ended up in the same problem, because we were too tired and we couldn't think outside the box enough, so we could have like the omega side, the destroying part. So we decided that because we have good first phase, we just take it and polish it as much as we can, and we save the second phase for future, but we are going to do that also at some point, and then it's a product that we could actually commercialize or something.
Okay, that's really nice to hear, and I really like the part that basically every time you play this game, it's kind of like it's like Carcassonne. It's different each time.
Yeah,
and basically
it's different each time. Yeah, and it's gonna get even more different when we figure out the end of the game. We actually have many ideas how to do it at the moment, so we have to just iterate and find out the best solution for it. And we actually came to our mind that we could probably even do this as a touchpad game, because it would be easily turned into a touchpad game.
Okay, can we hear at this point comments from the judges? How does the game seem to you, your eyes? Can you give the mic?
Yeah.
I have a feeling that this game might have a really steep learning curve at the beginning, or am I wrong?
Maybe. I figured the basic mechanic quite quickly, but then of course that you can. It takes quite games to like master the mechanics, because it's quite complicated in some way.
Okay, I'm really looking forward to see you develop this further and see a bit bigger like play pawns to move around, so that you can actually kind of see a bit more clearly maybe like how the like the tiles affect each other. But at this point, let's give them a round of applause.